Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I have something different for you today. This is my first tutorial that I've ever done on my channel. So I'm going to show you what I'm referring to as a puzzle pocket and journaling card. It's rather simple. I thought for my first tutorial I would do something easy. I hope I don't trip over my words and I hope my instructions are clear. But here we go. You can take any image you like. I've been working on some cat journals, so I chose to use a cat image. This particular one is from the Graphics Fairy. She's got some great stuff on her website. But when I say a puzzle pocket and journaling card, this is what I mean. It's done in two pieces. It puzzle pieces together and has a journaling card inside. And it just slides right back in. And if you line it up correctly, you can't even tell that it's done in two pieces. It's very simple to do. I like interactive things in my journal along with a lot of texture. This one is basically just interactive, but that's why I decided to come up with this, just something else that was a little different. So what I do for mine, I take some actual puzzle pieces from a puzzle that I'm not using, and I tape them together just using some painter's tape. Flip over your image. It can be any size it'll fit on a page. I usually line it up more along the top so you have more room on a journaling card. So flip it over. I like to line it up so it's straight. I use my mat, which is ever so handy. I would say I would make it so that the puzzle, or I don't know what you want to call it, the zigzag end here of the puzzle pieces, because half of mine is straight, it's a border piece, is about a third way down from your image. The other thing to watch out for is when you line it up, let me get a pencil here, push it over so you have a straight, like a straight line going off either side. If I were to move this over a wee little bit, I would have this little hook piece right here. And that gets kind of frail when you're putting it in and out of the pocket. So move it over so you don't have any little dangly bits like that. And just trace it. Of course, you could always just freehand this. You could even just do a zigzag. You could probably use some decorative edge scissors even if you wanted to, but I prefer the actual puzzle pieces. And then you're just going to cut it out so it's in two pieces. I won't show you that. You all know what that looks like. That would be like watching paint dry. So I have two pieces right here. Okay, we're going to flip it over. And I have some very, very strong tape here. This is just from Dollar Tree, but it is super sticky. I recommend using a double-sided tape and not glue. And the reason for that, if you glue, you're going to be gluing it down onto a piece of cardstock. When you press the image down, that glue is going to spread, and it might push over too far where your journaling card won't fit. So I recommend using tape, a strong tape, not even a glue stick, because I think that would pull apart, especially seeing this is going to get wear and tear. I like to use a strong double-sided tape. Okay. We're just going to line this up here, and it is super sticky for a Dollar Tree product. It's pretty good. You're going to do 3 straight sides. Just like that. I'd also recommend cutting your, if you use this type of tape, cut it with a pair of junky scissors, because the stickiness does rub off on the blade. So if you have a nice pair of scissors that you're using to cut paper, don't gunk them up. Okay. You don't do anything to the top piece. Not yet, anyway. All right. The next thing you're going to want to do is cut the paper that's going to make the journaling tag that's going to slide in here. Now you have to give it enough border, and that's why I made it green in lieu of white, so you can see how much border I have. The tape is ending here. There's about maybe 1/4 of an inch on either side. If you make it tighter than that, I've done several of these, and it just jams up in there. So you have to give it some room on either side so it doesn't stick. So I would, yeah, I would say 1/4 inch. Okay. We're going to peel off. Let me get my picky tool here. We're going to peel off the backing to the tape. Very sticky. Okay. You're going to take an extra piece of cardstock, paper, whatever you choose to use. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be cutting it. And stick it down. Okay, you're going to take the piece of cardstock or paper that's going to be your journaling card, and you're going to slide it into the pocket to the bottom. You're going to take the top half of the image that you cut apart and line it up. Then I just take a pencil and trace that top line. And I do that so I know where to put my glue. Now this part you can use a glue stick if you wanted to, or you can use the tape that is super strong. I think I'm going to use the tape here. And I'm just going to do maybe 3 strips on here. Bits of tape sticking to me. I'm going to make that a little straighter. Okay. Peel off the backing. If it cooperates, there we go. Sometimes it peels up the actual tape itself. Okay. Oh, you know, I shouldn't have done that. That's a mistake there, and I'll show you why in a second. Let's do this. I'm going to stick the journaling card in. And then we're going to line it up. Let's push it in a little further. And we're going to go just like that. But where I made my mistake, I put tape beyond. And we don't want that. So just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to cover that up with some paper so it doesn't stick. But you're not going to want to go that far over. Okay. And the journaling card fits back in. Puzzle pieces together. You're going to take your scissors and cut around the whole image, including your excess journaling card up there. Pretty simple. I also have a mosaic version of this that I do. It's very similar, but just with a few minor adjustments and a few things that you have to consider when you make that into a mosaic. Let's cut off that little bit at the top. Okay. And that is it. You have a puzzle pocket with a journaling card. I also like to add a little tab at the top, little index tab, or you can do a whale tail fabric. You could do a tassel, whatever you wanted. One seems to slide a little bit easier. And that is a puzzle pocket and journaling card. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to see the mosaic version of this tutorial, leave a comment. If enough people want to see it, I'll make that video too. See you later, guys. Thanks. Bye.